A new lottery store opened downstairs, and I idly bought a bet, not realizing that I had actually won 100 million when I was about to tell my fiancée Emily the good news. I received a delivery message on my cell phone. We are going to get married soon. During this period of time, she bought a lot of things and slowly decorated our wedding room better and better. It had everything from major appliances to tiny keychains. But now, with such intimate clothing, there's no way she could have gotten it wrong. The only possibility is that Emily didn't buy it for me, much less for her dad, since the style is obviously not his favorite kind. Recently, she always had bruises on her body, and the explanation Emily gave me was that she was too tired. Her resistance was down, and she was prone to bumps and bruises. I believe her, after all. She is an accountant, the end of the month a few days especially busy. Sometimes busy until the early hours of the morning to go home, sometimes simply in the company overnight. In retrospect, was Emily really still at the company? I was a little nervous, but soon calmed down. It just so happened that it was almost the end of the month and Emily had to work overtime again, so I, as a fiancé, had to take care of her. So I called her immediately and waited for a while before she answered. She hung up straight away and waited for me to speak at all. I knew what she was up to as soon as I guessed. I was so furious that I immediately drove to the downstairs of her company, waiting for 6 o'clock in the evening. Emily still did not come out. It seems she is not in the company. I took out my cell phone and ordered takeout, then sent Emily a tweet. Honey, I ordered takeout with your favorite sushi and durian lasagna. It's been delivered to your company. Remember to eat on time and send me a picture when you're done. I love you. After 10 minutes, the delivery boy arrived. I reminded him to leave the food in the security room downstairs and gave Emily's number as the contact information. Not long after, a man wearing a mask came and carried away the 2 bags and went straight to the hotel across the street. I took a picture and rubbed my chin, thinking that this man didn't look too trustworthy, sneaking around at night to get takeout. Then Emily sent me a picture of the takeout. Thank you, honey. She was really smart and didn't realize that a figure reflected on the glass next to her was the very same man. Upon closer inspection, I thought it looked a bit familiar, but I couldn't remember who he was for a moment. I opened Emily's circle of friends, slowly scrolling through, and finally found him. His name is Daniel and he is Emily's boss. The reason why we know each other is because once Emily complained to me that there was a new leader in their company, and I heard that he was the son of the boss, and he became her supervisor directly. Emily was in my arms at the time and said that he really didn't know what he was doing, and that it was useless to be good-looking. But at most he was just a rich kid who was a jerk. She also took out her cell phone to show me a photo of the circle of friends, although only a side photo. Indeed quite handsome, but looked like a thin bamboo pole, obviously a playful person. I did not expect that the rich second generation of her mouth that is mixed up, but became the object of her derailment. There's a patch of green grass above me, but I'm sick to my stomach. I don't know when they started though. Emily and I have been together for 2 years and have been intimate during that time. The thought of possibly having shared Emily with someone else made my stomach lurch, and I couldn't help but throw up. It took a while for me to calm down. It looked like Emily wouldn't be coming back tonight, so I hurried home. After Emily and I decided on a date to get married, we moved in together. The den was shared and each had a computer. We usually checked each other's cell phones too, and there were no secrets at all. How did Emily get in touch with each other? I really couldn't figure it out. I tried to open her computer, but it required a password. I typed in my birthday and Emily's birthday, but neither was correct. Previously, Emily said that this computer stores company-related things, so she set the password for security reasons and didn't mean to prevent me from looking at it. I also gently touched her face to show that I understand. After all, it is a company secret. Now that I think about it, I was so stupid. Emily treated me like a fool. I actually believed her words. I frowned and entered her parents' birthdays and our anniversary. But still nothing. I couldn't help but sigh at the thought. There was really nothing I could do. Had to place an order for the camera to be installed in the bookcase behind her. I even purposely put a book I don't usually read there to cover it up, just waiting for Emily to come back. I did the dishes at noon that day, and Emily was beaming as soon as she came back, and smiled immediately when she saw me. Honey, are you tired? You worked overtime last night. I saw you looking good. Did you sleep well last night? Emily froze, frowned, and yawned. Where did I sleep? Last night was really tiring. You don't know how helpless our boss is, so let's quit. That's not good. It's really too hard to rely on you alone. I want to help you share the burden together too. Emily came over and hugged me, saying nice things that would have moved me before. But now, it makes me feel a little helpless. I don't need anything like that. It's obvious she took a shower before coming back. The thought of it made me a little nauseous. I hurriedly pushed her away. Go take a quick shower, and when you're done, come straight out for dinner. I've made you chicken soup with love. I tried to restrain my emotions. Emily kissed me on the cheek and immediately turned around to go to the bathroom. I hurriedly rummaged through her bag and found my cell phone. That's when I got a message on my phone. And upon closer inspection, it was from that guy. The message said, "Arrive home, remember to wrap it up." I was a little confused. What do you mean by wrap it up? Could she be talking about me? A little confused, I could only quietly put my phone back where it was and hang her bag on the hanger. It didn't take long for Emily to come out, and the first thing she did was look for her phone. When she saw the message on her cell phone, the corners of her mouth involuntarily rose, and I asked, "What's so good that you're so happy?" "My boss is urging me to finish my work, and I'm going to be promoted to supervisor at the end of this month." I looked at her face full of joy. In my heart, there was some cold laughter indeed. A good relationship with the leader, promotion and salary increases fast. I still gave a thumbs up. Emily took the opportunity to ask me for a gift. "Husband, I want to buy a D family bag." "No problem. You have the payroll card in your hand, so decide for yourself." After saying that, she was obviously unhappy, and I felt a little disdain in my heart. The payroll card was given to you, and now you are cheating on me outside, and you still have the face to ask me for a gift. It's really frustrating. I made an excuse to take a shower, not wanting to bother with her, and in a flash, Emily went into the study. I was a little nervous, but quickly relaxed and hid in the bathroom and took out my cell phone to take a look. As a result, I saw Emily flip out a spare cell phone from the bottom of the drawer, logged into WeChat on the computer, and started chatting. Seeing this scene, my heart went cold. After knowing Emily for so long, I never put up defenses against her. And she also said that she had no secrets in front of me. I always thought I was the one who knew her best. But now that I saw the smile on her face, I realized that I didn't know her at all. Emily's disguise was really too on point in front of me. The man was sitting with her, chatting very intimately. The camera clearly recorded their conversation. Daniel asked, "You're back? Your husband didn't suspect you, did he?" Emily, "No, he even made me chicken soup." Daniel, "Oh, looks like you didn't eat enough last night." Emily, "I have a business trip the day after tomorrow. Do you want to come along? I can show you the outside world." Emily, "Yeah, sure, would be a treat for me." I can't stand reading Emily's chats with that guy. She says she doesn't want to go, but she's actually chattering away the whole time. I didn't realize that Emily, who seemed so quiet on the outside, was actually so slutty on the inside, and I couldn't stand to look at her anymore. So I turned off my phone and took a few deep breaths. I remember when I first met Emily, she was like a white lotus, looking so pure. We hit it off as soon as we met and soon started dating, after 2 years of being in a relationship. It felt like everything was going right, but now, I really couldn't figure out how Emily had become like this. I shook my head and organized my things. Since she's going on a business trip, I'll go to New York on business too. So I took a leave from the company, bought a plane ticket to New York, and spent $100,000 to follow that Daniel. Relying on my family's money to do whatever I want, I would have put up with it before. But now that I'm rich, I'm not afraid of anyone. Emily is still acting with me. Out of the study, complained to me, said the boss let her travel. She really do not want to go. I patted her shoulder and comforted her, honey, if it doesn't work, we'll quit and I'll support you. That rich leader of yours doesn't understand you at all. Might as well quit. Emily pouted and said, no, I'm going to be promoted soon. Just leave me alone, I'll go pack my bags. She pushed me away and quickly ran into the bedroom. I watched her from the side and couldn't help but sneer. So anxious. But soon she will regret it. I raised my eyebrows and pretended to help her but was pushed away by Emily. Go get me some fruits. I want to eat durian. Okay, I'm on my way. I had just walked out the door when I saw Emily video calling that Daniel on the monitor. Honey, I'm going out for 3 days this time. I've brought several sets of clothes. Come and see which one looks good. She pointed the camera at the suitcase, and there were actually 3 particular sets of underwear inside. What a surprise, since it's all ready. It's just right. I went out and bought durian and ordered a few special things, just waiting for Emily to go out. That night, while she was asleep, I opened the suitcase and it was full of her uniforms and a bottle of lubricant. She was about to be famous, I thought. Once I had everything ready, I went to the study, turned on the computer, copied all the chats and sent them to the lawyer. Once everything was ready, and when Emily had finished saying goodbye to me, I too called a car and rushed to the airport to get on a plane to New York. Just after getting off the plane, I saw Emily and Daniel's figure. Probably because they were out of town, they didn't care at all about the gazes of the people around them. I put on my sunglasses and pretended not to see them. I spent the money, so I had to enjoy myself. I just finished the diving program, and when I went ashore, I found that there were dozens of missed calls on my cell phone, all of which were from private investigators. I cannot help but laugh. Is something wrong? I immediately made a call. The other party quickly connected. With an excited voice said, Michael, finally answered the phone. Quickly come to New York First Hospital. There is a major news. I transferred him another $100,000 and asked him to help me find a few people to shoot. Such a big news I can't just know myself. When I got to the hospital, I saw the detective at the door. When he saw me, he hurriedly pulled me and whispered a few words. I couldn't help but laugh. Brother, you go and see, that lady is in great pain. The man is also yelling loudly. The 2 are still in the emergency room now. There's no need to even look for self-publishing here. There are curious people all around and the police are here. I nodded. Emily didn't know that I'd put capsaicin in her lube. She might not feel it at first, but then it would get really hard. I didn't realize that Daniel was such a useless person that he couldn't separate from the stimulation. And they just cried out in agony, and finally had to call the police for an ambulance. I guess being carried out caused quite a crowd, and the detective told me that the hotel staff at the time were shocked and had never seen anything like it. When I arrived, I saw Emily crying inside. Her face was so red. I don't know whether it was because she was angry or something else. In short, she was cursing loudly inside. You, this person caused me, really can't stand. What's the use of you crying? Doctor, please hurry up. Daniel cried a lot, obviously not in good condition. He was pressing down on Emily, and both of them were still covered with blankets. Emily covered her face with her hands and didn't dare to say a word because she was shy. The surrounding area was crowded with people, not only paramedics, but also many onlookers. No one cared about the badly injured people in the emergency room. Everyone was looking this way. Daniel's angry. Stop looking and close your eyes. Put down your cell phone too. The doctor was busy handling the situation. Looking at him like this, he couldn't help but remind that, don't get excited. The more excited you get, the harder it will be to separate. Just relax. I laughed softly beside him, thinking that it was impossible to separate them at all. I immediately called out, Emily, What are you doing here? Emily was instantly shocked. She covered her face and didn't say a word. I looked at Daniel again and went up and slapped him. How dare you lay a hand on my wife? That's outrageous. I slapped him twice. He and the other guy couldn't move and Daniel's face quickly swelled up. I wore a mask so the others couldn't even see me, then pulled Emily's hand off. You're such a disappointment. You said you were on a business trip, but you ended up here with this man. And you told me you were getting a promotion. Was it because of that relationship with your boss? Emily was so scared that her hands were shaking. Michael, listen to me. It was him. He's the one who forced me to do it. The PI made a well-timed comment from the sidelines, and I felt good inside. But I was also a little angry, so I slapped Daniel across the face. He glared at me in anger, pointed at me and yelled, "How dare you hit me?" I responded without fear, "I just hit you. What a nasty piece of work. Break it up, Emily. Anyone who doesn't keep things separate is a person without character." After that, I hit Daniel a few more times, making him become covered in bruises, and then turned to leave. Although Daniel was furious, he had nowhere to vent his anger and could only take it out on Emily. When I got back to the hotel, the detective sent me the picture. The two people in the photo were finally separated, and Emily was immediately on the hot seat after being punched in the nose and face. I wasn't interested in following the hot search for something so humiliating. The two of them made too much of a scene, and the fact that so many people in the hospital saw it caused some concern on a small scale. However, it was quickly squashed, and it looks like Daniel spent some money to handle it. When I got back, I had my lawyer prepare an agreement and sent it to Emily. We weren't married yet, but my parents had given her a $200,000 dowry, and I still had my paycheck card with her, not to mention all the gifts I'd given her during the relationship. She never replied until the third day. Seeing me, Emily instantly fell to her knees, her face still a little swollen and red. "I was wrong. Please forgive me." I shook my hand. "You can't call me darling. Your darling is here, Daniel, living in the villa now." Hearing this, Emily immediately turned pale. I handed her the breakup agreement. "If there's no problem, pay it back." Emily froze, not realizing that I was really going to break up with her and ask her to pay back the money. Seeing the numbers in the agreement, she immediately got upset. "Michael, what do you mean even if I'm at fault? Are you completely fine with it?" I froze for a while before I realized. "Do you want me to get down on my knees and apologize? Am I really the one who made you cheat on me? When did you guys start getting involved? Do you really think I know nothing about it? I'm telling you, asking you to sign now is to give you face. If you don't sign, I don't mind letting everyone know about it." Emily heard my words, "The heart is not afraid," directly stood up to face me and said, "Good. You go to try. I want to see this kind of thing after the fire, how you still face everyone. Anyway, you will be laughed at for the rest of your life for being cuckolded. It's a laughing matter now. What have you given me since we've been together? It sounds like you've paid your salary, but how much do you really have left after deducting your mortgage? I admit I cheated on you, but Daniel and I were just fulfilling each other's needs. Other people spend money on designer labels for their significant others. And what do I look for in a man other than for me to eat discounted groceries from the grocery store? It's amazing to me that she can say something like that. Emily and I were in the same situation when we got together, both of us from normal families. Mom and Dad helped me with the down payment for the house with their own savings. My CPF could pay off the mortgage. I gave her my monthly salary of $8,000, and I did some part-time jobs to subsidize my family. Now, in Emily's opinion, I'm turning out to be a useless person. Forget it, return the dowry to me, give me back my salary card too. I don't need anything else. I don't want to argue with her anymore about who paid more. Getting rid of this relationship in time is the most important thing. Seeing that I agreed, Emily thought for a while and said, "Okay, but you have to give me a week's time." "Okay." I immediately agreed, not for any other reason, just want to disconnect from her as soon as possible. I quickly had my lawyer rewrite the agreement and Emily signed it. I've had my paycheck card with her all this time, and it's probably added up to a little over $400,000 over the years. Return the dowry and I'll let the rest go. I don't want the wedding house anymore, and I immediately found an agent to list it for sale. A week later, Emily returned the bride price and then posted a photo in the circle of friends. Only one hand was taken, and the diamond ring on the finger sparkled, and there were a lot of likes below. I replied, finally turned the original spouse no. Another refresh, that friend circle was deleted. I couldn't help but laugh. Did she really think that Daniel gave her a ring and that she could become Daniel's woman? Actually, he already has a serious girlfriend. I just broke up on my side and had my detective send all of Emily's photos and videos from this time to that girl. After all, what people have is an awesome wife. Wealthy families look for wives from the right side of the family, and it's even more important for someone like Daniel to not be casual. The wife his family set him up with would definitely help his company grow better. That big lady has a big temper and strong tactics. Emily will be in trouble once she bumps into her. It didn't take long for the city's hot search to break a big news. The original wife and the mistress and the scummy man were in a big mess. On the busy Fifth Avenue, a cool red sports car crashed into a Rolls-Royce. The girl in the car got out of the car, picked up a baseball bat, and ruthlessly smashed into the silver-gray Rolls-Royce. The scene stunned passers-by, and everyone took out their cell phones to capture the moment. The scene was intense, as the girl's strength was so great that she smashed the window and pulled a woman out of the car. Although the video was a little messy, I recognized it as Emily. She was injured and taken to the hospital with her head bleeding. Daniel, on the other hand, was hiding in the car, not even daring to come out, let alone help Emily. As a result, he was forced to kneel down and beg for mercy by Missy. Netizens were surprised and were talking about it. The sports car sister is really great, completely unforgiving to these untrustworthy people. Look, this is the real original mate which family's original mate can have such strength. That unreliable man's chance of cheating will be reduced. I think this later looks a bit familiar. Is it Emily? Upstairs, tell your story. This is a situation where people are starting to investigate, trying to figure out the relationship between these three people. At the same time, that video from New York was found. I didn't take the opportunity to fall on my sword. But the others weren't so sure. Emily and Daniel were raked over the coals, and the video from the New York hospital was also exposed, resulting in the #1 hot search for a while. And there was no way for Daniel to try to control the situation now. I couldn't help but laugh at this. It's kind of strong. I didn't expect Emily to be in trouble as well. I turned off my cell phone and smiled calmly. It didn't take long for the relatives and friends around me to call me one by one. Michael, something happened to your wife. What's wrong and betrayed you, bro? What's going on with your sister-in-law? Is this for real? Is it artificial intelligence? Bro, come out and explain. I quickly posted my back in the circle of friends, with the text "have broken up, please do not disturb." Originally did not want to send. The results of a post caused a lot of repercussions. Friends have contacted me. Some people invited me to eat and drink together, want to listen to me. There are people who want to inquire about the truth of the matter. I did not agree. What can I say about this? Do I have to tell the world that I have been betrayed? Did Michael really look at the wrong person? I have deleted all those moments of love that I had previously shown in my circle of friends and on Weibo. And I think my attitude is very obvious. But netizens still traced back to my roots and found me, leaving me messages. Well, breaking up is indeed the right thing to do. Yeah, bro, I saw you beat up that guy the other day too, and it really hurt for you. I didn't expect you to be so decisive and settle it in one go. Awesome. I wanted to comfort you, but seeing you so relaxed and happy, I can only wish you well now. I replied to one person, "Thank you for your concern, I'm fine." My reply reinforced to everyone that Emily cheated on me and now it's impossible for her to turn back. Just as things were heating up, Emily's mom called me. Considering she was still nice to me, I answered. Just as I got on the line, I heard her crying, "Michael, come over and take a look. Emily's been beaten up and put in the hospital." "What the hell happened between you two? Come and see her, Auntie. Hasn't Emily mentioned this to you? I've broken up with her. She betrayed me in New York. She even had to go to the hospital. This kind of thing is unacceptable to anyone." After saying that, there was a momentary silence on the other side of the phone, and it took a while before she responded. "What did you say, broken up? How can you make your own decision on such a big thing? Michael, come over here. No matter what, you and Emily have been talking for 2 years. You can't just stand by and watch her get hurt. She's in the hospital crying to see you. Michael, please come." I couldn't help but laugh. The family actually knew it in their hearts but pretended not to. I cleared my throat and said, "You tell Emily to go find that man. She and I are fine now. Now I'm not someone she can just meet whenever she wants." After that, I hung up the phone. Emily wants to see me now, so I'm sure there are a lot of people in the hospital. If I met with her in case I was photographed, she might use me to get out of trouble. I don't want to be that stupid, so I blacked out Emily, her mom, calmly lit a cigarette, and proceeded to listen to music. It was a nice day for having a relaxing time. I don't know if I've been too idle for a while, or if my friends think I should be aware of things and send me videos from time to time. In the hospital, Emily's head is wrapped in gauze and her eyes are a little lost. The 2 old men on the side pointed at her and kept cursing, while Daniel didn't even show his face. The big lady who beat her up just brought her lawyer over. And originally Emily wanted to sue her for intentional injury, but the other party didn't care. Missy looked at her condescendingly. "Emily, if you want to sue me, feel free. I have plenty of lawyers to deal with you if it's a lawsuit. You've already lost most of it. And this, give it back or I have a way of making you suffer a little." She handed Emily a list. Emily froze when she saw the list. It turned out that Missy and Daniel already had a marriage license, just not a wedding yet. All the gifts Emily had received while she was with him were the couple's joint property, and now she had to return all of them. While telling me all this, my friend laughed and said, "Michael, that's great. It's a good thing you separated from her a long time ago. I've heard that Emily has been scrambling for money lately. She's already spent more than $600,000 before and after." I was a bit shocked. Emily and I broke up. In addition to pay me back the dowry, there are more than $200,000, plus those gifts. Return should not be able to fill that pit, right? Later I realized that what Emily received were actually fake, but what that lady took in her hand were genuine invoices. Even the transfer that Daniel gave her was taken and used up by her under someone else's fancy words. Emily had no evidence to prove that what she received was fake, and as a result, when she received the list, she broke down at once and screamed in agony. But that lady was not that easy to deal with, and the lawyer she hired was very professional and gave Emily direct legal knowledge. Even if Emily played tricks and pretended to be crazy, there was no fear that she wouldn't get the hundreds of thousands of dollars and would still be kept in a mental hospital. The most important thing that rich people don't lack is money. They have seen a lot of people, and they have seen all kinds of situations. There are a lot of things they have experienced with a mistress like this. Emily could only hold her breath, and there was no money for a lawsuit, much less a top lawyer to help her. It would have been an adventure. She just didn't pick the right direction. Knowing these things, I didn't know how to react, whether to cry or laugh. When I was with Emily, I spent 2 months' salary to buy her a genuine bag. But she didn't think it was good enough, and it still didn't look high-end enough when compared to her other little sisters in the company. She came back that day with her mouth pouting especially noticeably, looking particularly unhappy, and complained to me that it was just a basic model. At that time, I felt useless and made Emily lose face outside. In order to make her happy, I made an effort to take on some private work, just to save some money. I didn't realize at the time that it was because of my constant backing down and heartache that Emily felt she deserved better and went to Daniel. It was all her own decision, and it had nothing to do with me anymore. I sold the matrimonial home for $200,000 cheaper, quickly, and then bought a single-family home through an agent and a Mercedes-Benz car. Mom and Dad were very shocked when they found out. They heard that I broke up and bought another villa and a luxury car, and thought I had done something bad. My mom even wanted me to turn myself in. I was a bit teary-eyed and told them that I had just won the lottery, and that they could rest easy from now on, and not have to worry about money anymore. I took my mom and dad over to live with me, transferred $2 million to my mom, and bought my dad a fishing rod and a mobility scooter, and they were overjoyed. On the day of the move, my parents were busy treating themselves to dinner, and it was all over the place that I'd gotten a promotion and a raise. My life was getting better after getting rid of that unreliable Emily. And my friends and family were very supportive and thought I was doing the right thing. I even bought them some gifts, and we were so happy that we took a group photo together and posted it to our friends, with the car keys on the table especially prominent. I don't know how it happened, but Emily saw it. She immediately called me and asked me, "Michael, you actually sold the house. I heard you even bought a villa. Where on earth did you get the money from? Is there something you're not telling me? Where are you? I'll be right with you." I sent her a location and my heart was at peace. Anyway, she and I aren't married, and this win is mine alone, so she won't get a share of the money. I didn't feel scared either. Besides, she didn't deserve to be compared to me now. I just wanted her to understand that I was living a good life now. She couldn't enjoy such a life at all. Emily's eyes lit up when she saw my villa. The house prices in our small city were not bad, but a villa would cost at least $4 million. She probably inquired about the fact that I really had a house. And when she saw me, she hurried over and looked at me with a pitiful expression, saying, "Michael, I know I'm wrong, can you forgive me?" And said, "We have feelings. You once said you would take care of me for the rest of my life." She stared at me with eyes full of expectation, as if eager for me to change my mind. She also took out the tweets I sent her when we used to be together, hoping that these would move me. Did Emily still think I was the same Michael I used to be? That I would be swayed by the sight of her? I lit a cigarette, took a drag, exhaled the smoke ring, looked at her and said, "On what grounds? I have money now. What are you? How can I possibly forgive you? You don't deserve it either." Emily froze, her face turned white. "Michael, you weren't like this before. Why can you talk to me like this?" I really don't want to see her face anymore. How come I didn't notice she was so showy before? You didn't used to be that kind of a prude. What happened? Daniel didn't want you. Look, all this was supposed to be yours, and now you have to let another woman take advantage of it. Emily, do you want to know how I got rich all of a sudden? I'll tell you. The truth is I won the lottery, and the time I won it happened to be the night you worked overtime, and you and Daniel were staying at the hotel across the street from the office. I was right downstairs. You know why I found out you were cheating? It was because of your voice and the photos you sent me. The photos reflected Daniel's shirtless figure. Hearing those words, Emily turned pale and dropped to the floor, tears falling down her face. She didn't realize that she was the one who messed this up. "Michael, I'm sorry. I'm really confused. I made a mistake. I'm sorry." Emily cried so hard that she clutched my feet tightly, hoping that I could forgive her. In the past, I would have been heartbroken to see her in tears, but now it had nothing to do with me. It wasn't long before her parents came too, and when they saw my new house and car, a greedy look came into their eyes. Emily's mom still wants to use emotion to pressure. "Michael, you are so rich now, help our Emily to make up for this $600,000. Young people, don't be so cold now that you are rich. Most of the women around you are valuing your wealth. There are not many people who are sincere to you. And our Emily is different. I gradually realized that this family of three was completely shameless, and it was all inherited. I watched them leisurely and couldn't help but laugh out loud. There's actually a way out. What's the solution? Emily looked at me with anticipation. I pointed to the door and said, out of the villa area, there's a bank just across the road. Why don't we go there quicker? Emily exploded at once. Michael, how could you? You watched me get killed, and if I do get driven to my death by them, you're responsible. I took out my cell phone straight away, ready to call the police. Are you leaving? If not, I'll call the police to come over and make you leave, and by the way, I'll make all your chats with Daniel public. Emily's parents tried to say something else because they were angry, but Emily took them away, and apparently she didn't dare to keep arguing. The current situation was the worst for her, and naturally she didn't dare to speak up to me. Because of what happened with Daniel, Emily was fired from her company and ended up not being able to pay back the money, so she had to sell her parents' house. It's an ordinary neighborhood house, and now it's only sold for $400,000 even if it's sold in a hurry. After the house was sold and the money paid back, Emily had no place to live. This is something I didn't want to get involved in, but Daniel's wife is not easy to deal with. She is very angry that Emily had contact with Daniel during this time, so she threatened to have her peers not accept Emily. In this small town, it's almost impossible for Emily to find a job, even though she was an accountant. Big companies were afraid to use her, and smaller companies were even more afraid when they heard about these things about her. Emily had to go and live somewhere else, and her mom and dad still lived in the same old small house. When I found out about all this through my friends, I didn't feel anything in my heart. Now I have a lot of money and bought a house and car. There is no lack of women. It's useless for Emily to regret anymore. About a year later, I heard about her again. She came back from another city, but this time she brought her child with her. When she came back, the first thing she did was to find a reporter and take them to Daniel's house to force a marriage. I was shopping with my girlfriend at that time when I suddenly heard an argument outside. Through the glass window, I saw a woman being thrown into the street by her hair, with her child in her arms crying out. The moment she looked up, I recognized her, and it was actually Emily. The person who beat her up was actually Daniel. It's so annoying. It's all because of you that I lost my job, got fired from my company, and even my dad ignored me. Now you still have the face to come to me for money. Whose baby is this anyway? It's speechless. Emily's face was swollen from the beating. She tugged at his sleeve and wouldn't let go. I'm telling the truth. If you don't believe me, you can go for a paternity test. This child is really yours. Daniel didn't believe it at all and beat her again during the tugging and pulling. I couldn't watch it, so I called the police. My girlfriend asked me why I was meddling, and all I said was that it affected my image. Before I left, I looked over and Emily and Daniel were taken away by the police. She suddenly looked my way, and when she saw me, her eyes flashed for a moment, followed by lowering her head. Maybe she felt a little shy. Fate had already hinted that this was all her choice. The last time I saw Emily was on the news. My girlfriend and I were engaged that day, and as my family sat down for dinner in the evening, I was suddenly shocked by what I saw on TV. Breaking news: a murder occurred in a villa in the city. It was suspected that a man and a woman were arguing over a trivial matter. The deceased was a 30-year-old male. The suspect was a woman with the last name of Emily. The picture showed Emily being taken away, her face calm. I shook my head and turned off the TV, holding my girlfriend's hand and smiling slightly at her. Life was still peaceful and happy, and there were many good days ahead for me.